We got the moody lighting. Yeah.
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 Look at that. The
Yeah.
skyline in the
We got the
background.
skyline background. We had Sade playing a minute ago, but we're not gonna have it. for
We
copyright
we
reasons.
should get some, more attractive members for.
Hey, what?
It's not that attractive.
Hey.
No, we're
Hey, I'm serious. Am I not that attractive?
we're just guys, audience are tired of us.
Yeah.
They have seen us for all of them.
Whoever is more attractive than me could sit here. And
Okay, we'll never get anywhere. All right, so we're talking about
rating attractiveness of each member of our group from 1 to 10.
yes,
Thank you,
viral
audience.
material.
Yeah.
Talking about
You don't even remember. You don't even remember what this is about. Did you start?
I don't know.
We did our undergrads in different places, so
Yes,
okay.
right. So yeah.
What?
So we are quite an international group with people from various countries, and we thought we might just talk about basically our backgrounds a bit.
I thought it was what would you change?
Yes.
Yeah.
What would you
basically,
change?
Different.
Well, yeah. So we all came from different backgrounds, and we're all assembled here, and live many lives together. So,
We
so,
do.
you know, so what experiences have we gained through our collective lives, and what would we have changed had we had another chance to do it all over again? All right. So where did you all go to undergraduate? Let's start there.
France.
France,
The most
Australia.
attractive man can speak first.
Let the commenters decide
Okay.
who's attractive.
Audience are going to decide,
98% male. I'm not sure.
So,
Yeah.
where did you go to undergrad? Junhai?
Well, I went to USTC. Yeah,
China.
China. Yes. Sorry.
Mhm.
America,
America. Which university?
Stanford.
Stanford. You got the best university maybe
Don't-
out of all of us.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
this is exactly why I have to talk about what I changed.
Oh. Here we go. I was in a group that was professor was at Stanford
Oh.
University. So then, what is it? What is it about Stanford?
It's cool. I really enjoyed my time as an undergrad. I enjoyed a lot of the people that I knew there. But there's of course this expectation that if you went to one of these universities that has this sort of name, that you also have a resume that lives up to that brand. You have experiences that live up to that brand, and so that expectation, especially for those of the people who are not coming in with that knowledge, can be a little bit crippling. And I think having had a sort of a better sense of time and stress management, especially balancing things like academics and extracurriculars, would have made my experience a bit more enjoyable, I'll say. I think I did not take stress management as seriously as I.
For those of you who haven't been there, it's quite a breezy place. So superficially, it almost
yes.
looks like it's like a holiday.
Have
It's got
you-
palm trees and
Have you heard of
California.
the Stanford Duck Syndrome?
No.
So the idea is that is exactly encapsulated by what you just said. Ducks, when they're swimming above the surface, they look like they're very calm,
Yes.
and they look like they're just gliding. But below the surface, you see how hard they have to kick their feet up to stay afloat.
Mhm.
And that's sort of the idea that students who go to Stanford have to manage looking very chill superficially while also balancing this insane workload internally.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that because my experience was this was a postdoc and I was more talking to graduate students, but everybody there is just like top level, right? These people just work insanely hard and it's kind of cutthroat, and so the kind of dynamics in the group were pretty tense,
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. This is getting quite serious,
I
you
know,
guys.
did you guys? I think we should move on to other people's undergraduate experience.
Marek.
What I would do differently?
Well, first of all, where'd you go?
Yeah. What did you do?
I went to France, computer science. I think I would do everything the same, the way I did it.
Do you mean like sort of hypothetically, if you redid it, but you didn't have the memory of anything that you did? I think see that. But like, what if you had the memory of that, right? If you had, say, you had a kid or something, right? That you could advise that had similar interests.
Well, I thought
I have to imagine it. Okay.
it's very hard to imagine.
Yeah. Eat more vegetables, perhaps.
I mean,
Exercise more.
you don't even mean that. You probably like.
Exercise more.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I mean,
But yeah.
the way I see the experience of university is it is a place that is supposed to break you. So it doesn't matter where you go, because any place can properly break you. So
Wow. Are you broken? You're a broken man?
I mean, you have like shitload of homework and projects and all sorts of things that don't really matter actually, but you still have to do it. So that's, the experience you can get literally anywhere. And
So one thing I wanted to ask, would you do it in France again? Would you do your undergrad?
I mean, it was free. People were, had some friends there. Overall, it was nice.
But over a place like Poland, for example, stay close.
Poland is too competitive. I did not want to do it in Poland because there is just too many people competing to get into university. Makes it so not worth it, I think. So decided not to do it in Poland. I mean, Poland I think it has half population of France and 3 times as many students. So just imagine the pressure.
Okay. I didn't know Poland was so competitive.
It is pretty competitive because in the post-communist reality, when your parents did not have as many options to study, put a lot of pressure on their kids to study. So sort of everyone is expected to get master's degree in Poland. Even, if it's totally not relevant, people still expect you to have it. So everyone tries to get it.
It mirrors to, what Marek just said mirrors to kind of thing that is happening in my country. Whereby almost everybody is expected to at least go to a tertiary institution, let me just put it that way, which could be either university or polytechnic or college of education, these kind of places. But there's more prestige if you actually go to a university, and there's proliferation of universities in Nigeria right now. I mean, what I'm actually trying to get at is, I think Marek just said it now, is do we all really need to go to the university? Is everyone meant to go to the university? I think some people is meant to maybe attend only primary school, but almost everybody goes to the university. People place so much emphasis on paper qualification instead of what is this person talented in doing actually? Is the person's knowledge actually what is written on this piece of paper? Education is supposed to change the view of a person, make you, think more critically, think in certain ways and act in certain ways. When majority of these people that go to university start acting, you start wondering, what type of university did this person go to? What type of education? Because he is behaving in a way or acting in a way that is not so different from what somebody who didn't even go to a university, or I always think of those people as some educated illiterates, because even though they had university education, they're still illiterate. It doesn't really matter. not going there might have been saved, might have saved the country a lot of money, saved the parents a lot of money. Even the person might have find some time to do something meaningful.
I agree, because, I mean, a lot of people just are doing, all these things because that's just the normal thing to do, right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, even in physics, to do physics, I think you need to go to university, and not necessarily because that's the only way you can learn it, but actually that's probably the only place that you can actually get a job doing physics, right?
Yeah.
And like doing a PhD is actually, in the long run of things, it's actually really just the start of your whole career. And like amongst people that are doing research, it's like, it's, of course everybody has a PhD, right? So you kind of need to do that. But I think what I like about what you're saying, Bube, is that like if you're just sort of always in this educational system, you sort of feel like you're just always learning, and then you never sort of break out of that and then try and do something yourself.
Yeah.
And actually, even in academia, you do need to sort of break out of that kind of thinking of where you're just sort of kind of absorbing material to flip it over, and then you're the one that's actually creating stuff, and you're sort of taking more risks and thinking about what you can actually contribute, right? And to get in that mentality, actually, you probably just need to get out of education at some point.
It seems like it boils down to deciding what's actually good for you and not just following some option by default that you think you should do.
Yeah.
I guess when you're when you're the age of an undergrad, it's harder to figure out if you know what's actually good for you.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you need to be there on the street, and then you need to be there and go, oh my God, what am I actually going to do, right? Like, it just feels like if you're just taking doing a degree, that it feels like you're doing something, right?
Yeah.
But actually, you're actually kind of deferring the process, because you probably only really hit that point after you graduate from university, and then you're already like, 22 or 3. You don't sort of face up to that problem of, what do I really want to do here in life? Yeah.